I'm Don Cravens Jr., and these are your top 5 things that you need to know that are going on here in the nation's capital. Well, you probably saw that last week our president and CEO, Mr. Mark Morial, asked congressional leaders to delay a vote on prison and sentencing reform bills which are currently pending in both the House and the Senate here in Washington. Well, if you're asking yourself, why would we do that? Please take a look at Mr. Morial's letter and the links to the letter, and you'll see exactly why he's asking that Congress, before they vote on either one of those bills, takes time to make sure that the bills have the intended consequences. Make sure that these bills are not having a disproportionate impact upon communities of color. So please take a look at that. Also want to congratulate 3 of our top congresswomen, Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman from the great state of New Jersey, Representative Robin Kelly from the state of Illinois, and Yvette Clarke from the state of New York. These are 3 dynamic congresswomen, leaders in our Congress, and they decided to get together and to sponsor and form the first Congressional Caucus on Black women and girls. The caucus is described as a group devoted to creating public policy that eliminates significant barriers and disparities experienced by Black women. So we congratulate these 3 Congresswomen and CBC members on closing out Women's History Month with a strong bang and creating this wonderful caucus. And we're looking forward to working with them on this important issue of our Black women, these issues that face our Black women and our Black girls. Also, you probably saw that last week that President Obama granted release to several inmates who had been serving these long prison terms for offenses that didn't correspond to the term. This is part of the White House's criminal justice reform, and he commuted those sentences for those men, mostly men. Since he's been in office, he has commuted the sentences of 61 people serving time for these drug offenses. Again, these are people who were, more than 1/3 of these people were serving life sentences for nonviolent drug offenders. And so thank you, President Obama, for commuting the sentences last week for 61 people, but totally for 248 individuals. Also last week, the National Urban League's Washington Bureau co-sponsored with the Bank of America a first of a 3-part discussion on reentry programs. This was a discussion that was held here at the Washington Bureau. It was moderated by Urban Radio Network's April Ryan, and the conversation really focused on reentry programs for adults who had been formerly incarcerated, as well as pathways for our opportunity youth to make sure that they never get caught in the adult justice system. And so thank you, Bank of America, for your partnership, and we look forward to continuing the discussion on our opportunity youth as well as our reentering adults. Last but not least, this week, we are going to start our analysis of 10 United States Senate races that you should be watching. Remember, this year, in addition to the president's race, which everybody's paying attention to, there are going to be some Senate races as well. The Republicans have 24 seats that are up. The Democrats have 10 seats that are up. And we're going to be looking and analyzing the top 10 Senate seats that I think you should be paying attention to. And so please take a look at that in our Washington update as well. Look, that's going to do it for me this week. We're going to see you again in 2 weeks. Take some time, read our Washington update. Thanks for what you do in and for the movement.